Hey everybody, Austin back again with another Let's Play video. This time it's going to be Tempest 2000 for the Atari Jaguar. The infamous Atari Jaguar that not many people seem to like, but I personally like the Jaguar. I personally dig it. I think it's a pretty cool little system. For games like this especially. Tempest 2000 was a game I actually discovered in the late 90s when I discovered the Jaguar when they were being liquidated at places like KB Toys and Electronics Boutique and places like that. And Tempest 2000 was one of the earlier games I got for the Jaguar. The main reason I got Tempest 2000 is because I had recently at the time discovered the original arcade Tempest. Remember, I was just sort of a young teenager, like 14, 15 years old back then. I had just discovered the original arcade Tempest for the first time. Now, Tempest, again, was an early arcade game by Atari, and Tempest 2000 is essentially a retro remake on that. So because I had discovered the original Tempest through basically computer emulation back then, I was like, man, Tempest 2000, that looks really cool. I had saw like some screenshots on the back of the Atari Jaguar box, and yeah, eventually got it, and I almost immediately fell in love with this game. It's just something really clicked with me with Tempest 2000. The gameplay was fast and fluid. It was very accurate, even with the directional pad, which a lot of people seem to complain about. I love it in this game, actually. The graphics were really cool for the time. I love the star field in the background. It's constantly shifting, and it changes after every stage. All the little particle effects when you destroy enemies, things like that. Now, it doesn't look like much today, to be honest, but back then, in the late 90s, it was something that was really cool. Loved the quote-unquote Melto-Vision graphics. As you can see it, the Tempest logo sort of swirling and blurring in the background. It was really cool stuff, and really kind of showed off, you know, kind of what the Jaguar could do. But yeah, I mean, the music also kicked ass, and the gameplay was just fun. I love the enhancements on the old Tempest formula, like the power-ups and the jumping and the bonus stages, etc., etc. Now, I don't want to talk too much and just blabber on the title screen like this, but basically what I'm going to do is play Tempest 2000. That is the main remake mode. Retro remake, retro... whatever you want to call it. It's like it takes the original formula of Tempest and just expands on it heavily. Now, you do have a couple other modes though, like Tempest Plus, Tempest Dual. We're not going to mess around with those. They're more like the original Tempest, and to be honest, I don't really think they're all that great on this version. Tempest 2000 is where the game is. Now, if you press options, you can go to options and do like display setup and things like that. And oh, interlacing, not good. Probably better on some screens than others, so not gonna leave that on. Skinny vectors, fat vectors. We'll leave it on skinny. And exit. And that's basically not a whole lot of options, so let's just go ahead and go to Tempest 2000. We are doing the standard mode. There's actually a much more difficult mode called Beastly mode. You only get that after completing the game, and completing the game is actually pretty tough. It's a really tough game, especially at around level 64 or something is where I always get stuck. I have completed the game before, and I have managed to complete it in one go without stopping about 10 years ago, but there is a more difficult mode in the game. When it says here on the title screen, not on the title screen, but on this main screen, when it says use a key, that's actually a save spot. It actually saves your progress. So I'm not going to use a key. You got to go ahead and just start at the very first level in the game. And much like the original Tempest arcade game, you can actually go up and select later stages in the game if you want. These are later stages on the first set of webs, the blue set of webs, but I'm not going to go ahead and start from those. I'm going to go ahead and start from the very beginning and just work my way up. And, you know, in this Let's Play video, we're basically just going to see how far I can get. Whew, that's a mouthful. Now, it has been a little while since I really played this game, maybe half a year. Whenever I last played Tempest in the Jaguar High Score Club over at Atari Age, I don't remember when that was. Anybody watching that's followed me over there, you know, let me know when the last time I played this was. It was for the Atari Age Jaguar High Score Club, so it's been a while, to say the least. But yeah, we'll see how far I can get. Normally it doesn't take me long to get adjusted to this game at all. Especially once I get the controls down again. Like C lets you jump, and A is your zapper. Now, just like in Tempest, you basically are stuck at the top of the web. However, you get these power-ups that come up the web. It's really imperative that you collect them. That was a power-up I just grabbed. After every few power-ups, you get something that really affects your performance. Like, the first big one is the particle laser. It changes from your basic ball shot to the particle laser. And the particle laser basically cuts through everything. It's much... it just slices and dices through enemies. It's really, really good. And after that, the next main power-up increase is going to be your jump. You'll be able to jump on the web. Now, currently I cannot jump. The next power-up should give me the jumping ability. So let's go ahead and grab that. There we go, jump enabled. Jumping actually keeps you relatively safe. If an enemy touches you on the web, typically, you die. It pulls you down to the end, and, well, you're gone. Jumping, though, keeps enemies from being able to do that, so you'll find me jumping a lot in this game once enemies get higher up on the web, just to stay safe. But also to dodge bullets, because bullets, as far as I'm aware, I don't think they go up past the web. Certain bullets, anyways. Certain bullets later on in the game will go up past the web, so you have to be careful about that. But the bullets from the early parts of the game, your typical bullets that you can destroy, they don't go past the web as far as I'm aware. Now, if I can actually get an enemy out on the screen, I can test that theory. Yeah, it doesn't look like they are, but it's kind of hard to see. I'm going to have to jump. So let me try to get another enemy to shoot, and we'll see if it... No, yeah, it doesn't. It goes up just a tiny bit. So, yeah, jumping is really, really, really safe. So, you'll find me jumping a lot. And that's what I highly recommend if you want to be able to play well in this game. Now, some people on Atari Age, I've talked to a couple people there, and they say that they don't like to jump all the time. I mean, it's to each their own, but just from my experience and having been able to complete the game on many occasions, jumping has helped big time. It's helped immensely. So I don't know if some of these people can get through the game as easily as I can. If they can't, maybe not jumping all the time is a part of the reason for that. So who knows? Now I've got three pyramids at the top, and when that happens, I basically get thrown into a bonus stage. Now there's a bunch of different bonus stages in the game. The first kind is this. You play from a first-person perspective, and you have this arrow or reticule on the screen. You basically want to try to just get that to go through the circles as centered as possible. The farther out you get in the circles, the less points you get, and the more centered you are, the more points you get. And if you're playing for score, you know, you want to try to get as centered as possible. Now, what's interesting about this bonus stage is that you can only go up so far, and then the game will say, hey, no, you can't go any further, and it'll cut you off. However, there are going to be some rings that are outside of your range of movement, and you're going to see that probably, maybe not on this bonus stage, but the next one. And it's going to give me some, basically, jump arrows that'll push me up past that threshold that the game will normally not let me go past. And then from there, you have to kind of finagle your way up, or finesse your way, not really finagle, or maybe finesse and finagle your way up to the ring you're trying to get through. So, actually, here's an arrow that's going to push me up. I'm let go of the D-pad, it's just pushing me right up. And I would try to give you an example of how high I can go up, but I don't want to miss a ring. When you complete the bonus stages, you actually get to skip 5 levels. So I'm going to... In order to get the highest score, I don't recommend completing the bonus stage. I recommend milking it for the points, and then right at the last ring, like, passing it and failing. Because you actually get more points by just playing the normal stages than you do by completing a bonus level and then skipping 5 levels. That's 5 levels of points you completely miss out on. So I like to milk the bonus levels and then basically fail. But I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to milk the bonus levels and try to complete them so you can see what it's like. And to basically make my progression in the game faster. I'm going to be able to get through the game a little bit quicker by completing the bonus stages. Well, maybe it won't be that much quicker because I probably would have completed 2 stages already in the time it took me to complete that bonus level. So maybe it doesn't make a huge difference time-wise. I don't know if anyone's really tested that theory. I know you definitely get more points by completing the stages individually and just milking the bonus stages and then purposely failing at the end. But I don't know if anyone's really ever tested to see the time difference between playing 5 stages early in the game versus completing a bonus level. You know, maybe it's actually, if you're just trying to bolt through the game as fast as you can, maybe it's actually more efficient to not play the bonus levels. Now later on in the game, I know the stages the stages actually last a lot longer. It takes a lot longer to complete the levels, so it's probably more efficient to go through the bonus stages if you're trying to go for speed and not so much for points. In this playthrough, I'm just going to be trying to play to the best of my ability, the best of my tired ability. I'm actually very, very tired right now. Probably shouldn't be doing this Let's Play. I think I said that on my last Let's Play video, but we'll see how well I do. Not doing terrible so far. Alright, now we've got the ram's heads, or the yaks, or whatever you want to call them. Basically, new enemies exclusive to this game. They're not in the original Tempest arcade game, as far as I'm aware. I don't think they are. I never got that far in the original Tempest. So, if they are in it, let me know. But basically what it is these heads that come up on the web, and when you hit them, they actually shoot these horns up at you, and your bullets get rejected by the horns. You have to wait for it to pass you. However, when you have the particle laser, I believe it just cuts through it no matter what. That's one of the great things about the particle laser. But you do still have to watch out for the horns that are flying up the web, like they just flew up past me. Just noticing this this frame rate. It gets really choppy in this game, which is kind of a shame. There's really smooth parts, like right here, it's super smooth. It's like 60 frames a second. And now right here, it's probably, I'm going to say 20, 22, 23 frames a second right here, maybe? Maybe less. Actually, no, it's probably less than that. Maybe like 15 plus 17, I don't know. It's definitely not 60 frames a second right here, that's for damn sure. It's not 30 either. But on a bonus stage like this, that's not a big distractor. The thing is, it's consistent on the bonus stages. The main game, it's kind of inconsistent. You'll have a really fluid frame rate that's 30 frames a second, then it'll drop to like 10 frames a second. I've never really had it affect my gameplay, though. It's not like Checkered Flag, where the frame rate just destroys any kind of fun you can have in the game. Tempest 2000 is just, despite the frame rate problems, it's I've never really had a problem with it. I've always enjoyed it big time. And what's interesting about the bonus stages is it seems like, I don't know if it really depends on what stage you're on, but it seems like the bonus stages you get to, they vary a little bit. Like sometimes I've had that level, you know, where it's below the wobbly playfield in the center instead of above. But I actually ended the bonus stage above the wobbly little, whatever you want to call it, playfield, plane, or whatever, on that bonus stage. Normally it ends below it, but it ended above it. So I don't know if it's like randomized a little bit or adjusted. Who knows? Now, I unfortunately am playing with one of the Jag controllers that actually features all black keypad buttons. And the Jag controllers with the black keypad buttons versus the ones with the gray keypad buttons, they are much more stiff than the controllers with the gray keypad buttons. And I don't think I'm as fast in my reaction times on these specific Jaguar controllers as I am the ones with the gray keypad buttons. Those feel more responsive to me, especially the D-pad. I keep missing the power-ups because I'm talking, I'm not focusing. The D-pad on this specific controller I'm talking about is just, it's not as smooth and fluid as the D-pad on the controller with the gray keypad buttons. Now, they don't look really any different aside from keypad color differences when you look at pictures, but they really do feel different, which is, it's, you know, same mold and everything, it feels different, and this one just does not feel as good as the controller with the gray keypad buttons. And unfortunately, this one also makes more sound as a result. You can kind of hear it clicking. Using my bomb. Alright, I'm at the red set of webs now. This is where the zappers start coming out, whatever you want to call them. I totally forget their names. The names are in the instruction manual. But it's basically these yellow enemies that sit on a line on the web, or a column on the web, and they zap it. And when they zap it, if you're touching it, you die instantly. And so, to dodge them, you can kind of see when they flash up, but what I like to do is actually use the sound cue. They are only doing their damage when you actually hear the sound. Oh, I should have timed that better. Should have timed that. If you're firing when an enemy lands on you, you'll actually destroy them, but you have to be firing appropriately. Like you see there's a space between my shots. If an enemy touches me during that quick moment where there's a space in my shots, they'll get me and that'll be it. They'll take me down, I'll lose a life. But now I got jump enabled, and what I should be doing is jumping, especially with the zapper guys. Are they pulsars, or I don't remember their name. Already getting set to go to another bonus stage. I've already got 3 of the pyramids at the top. And you get the pyramids, I think, based on how well you get the power-ups or something like that. I don't know the stipulations exactly. All I know is when I grab a ton of power-ups without missing them, I always get to the bonus stages pretty quickly. So this is the second kind of bonus stage. It's kind of interesting. You're controlling this sort of, variation on the particle laser, and you have to stay on the green trail. The green trail has these sort of red and orange lines, and you want to just kind of follow where that goes. Now again, the frame rate's a little sluggish here, but it's nothing that really hinders the enjoyment of the game. I mean, I like the graphical style. I like how it's kind of trippy in a way. It's very cool. What's interesting is that Jeff Mentor, the guy that made this game, he also would later go and do a retro remake on Defender and on the Jaguar as well, and it would be called Defender 2000. And you could really tell in that game that he was really tapping the Jaguar, I think, a little more efficiently than he was with Tempest 2000. Because he actually has basically this level in Defender 2000, but it runs at like 60 frames a second. It's so smooth, and there's actually a little more to it. Your little particle laser thing is actually spinning around. It's circulating. And it's super smooth, and it does this little jump from. It's hard to explain, but if you go watch some videos in Defender 2000, check the bonus stages, you should be able to see it. It's really cool. So it really goes to show the potential of how smooth and fluid Tempest 2000 probably could have eventually been. But Tempest 2000 was a really early Jaguar game, and Defender 2000 was actually one of the last Jaguar games released. One of the last official Jaguar games released before Atari basically said, hey, we're done, and they merged with that hard drive company, JTS, And then shortly after that got bought by Hasbro from JTS. So got the jump power up, and I'm missing all my power-ups. Not playing very well at this point. So what I might actually end up doing is stop talking as much, just so I can kind of focus and perform a little bit better. Definitely gonna have to do that on later stages, especially if I manage to get up to the 60-somethings. Those stages are just ridiculously hard. Because basically what they do is they start piling very specific enemies at you, like the pulsars or the zapping guys. You'll have levels where it's just hordes of those guys and that's it. So trying to get the power-ups from the easy enemies is tough because there is no easy enemy. It's all the pulsars and it's really hard to dodge. It's not so bad once you get the jump power-up, but it's actually getting to the jump power-up that's really tricky, and it's really, really challenging. And if you talk to anyone that's played Tempest 2000 a lot, they will tell you those levels are a bitch. As simple as that. Anyone that tells you otherwise is lying. They're talking out of their ass. So don't listen to them. Now, as you can see, I've got claws at the top of the screen. Those basically, signify the amount of lives I have. And once they get to a certain point, you can still accrue extra lives. They just don't display. So it'll stay there, and you basically won't be losing anything until you start seeing them drain up top. Alright, got jump. I used my my bomb, essentially, in order to run. Oh my god, why did I do that? That was so stupid. It's really stupid to die by those guys when you have the jump power up, because there's really no excuse. There's no excuse when you have the jump power up. I should have been jumping. And that's why you want to jump as much as you can, to avoid situations like that. You know, if you're like me and you're playing for survival, or you're doing a Let's Play video and, you know, you want to get as far as you can, you need to play it safe. Oh, I didn't catch the, those projectiles going up into the air. Probably should change the camera angle. If you press, I believe the 1 through... Oh my god, what the fuck am I doing? If you press the 1 through 6 keys, actually all 1 through 9 change the camera angle. It can make life a little bit easier depending on the camera angle. I don't really have a personal preference. I usually just leave it on the default. And I'm gonna quit talking so I can beat this level, because I shouldn't have failed it the first time. I've already used my bomb because I was lazy. Alright, I'm not gonna talk now. Shut up, Austin. Oops, wrong button. I got dyslexic there for a minute. See, if you see the pulsars, jump and then move over them. It's just the safest way. Oh, what the hell, man? I didn't even see him there. The particle effects were blocking the enemy's view, or blocking my view from the enemy. Can't even talk, I'm so tired now. If all the enemies get to the top of the web and they're the last enemies, you'll actually automatically go down to the bottom of the stage. Now I'm just quickly realizing what I used to do when I would play this game religiously is shit, I'm gonna have to use my bomb. There we go. Just quickly jump, wrap around, and fire. So I can do smooth, like, wraparounds with my shot to be really accurate with the enemies. So you won't see me holding down the fire button constantly. I'll let go of it, and then I'll fire as I'm wrapping around. And that makes me much more accurate to attack the enemies I want to attack. As you'll see some people playing Tempest, inexperienced people anyway, and they'll just hold down the fire button. You know, there's that space in your firing, depending on, you know, where the bullets land, what it hits. So that's not good if you're trying to be accurate and not lose. Now, when the zapper guys get to the top of the screen, they actually split off, and they run back and forth through the web. If you don't have the jump and you don't have any bombs, you're basically screwed. So that's why jumping is so good in this game. Now, there is a power-up called the AI droid, you've noticed. It's this little bot that actually moves around and targets enemies. If you grab a power-up on the way down a web when you complete a stage, your first power-up will be the AI droid. So I'm going to get the AI droid. Not bad to have, but it would be nice if he'd go for those laser guys instead of, or those zapper guys instead of just that, whatchamacallit, the spike pole. Alright, now I've got the jump, so I'm going to just keep jumping. Whoa. Back to another bonus stage. We're at 27 minutes already. I don't even know what level I'm at yet. That is one thing that would be nice, is if it would actually tell you what stage you're at, so you kind of know the exact number. Now the particle laser trail, if you go off the actual green trail, the amount of particles behind you actually shortens. And once all the particles basically disappear because you've been off the trail for too long, you'll basically lose. So if you focus on my little particle beam that's traveling across the green trail, I am probably going to go off the path because I'm not precise enough. It's really tough to figure out where you are on here. There is inertia as well. So the faster you hold it, it has like an analog sort of feel where the harder you push it, the faster you'll go. And then when you let go, you still keep moving though. You know, there's momentum. So it's not like it's rigid. It's not like it's super accurate pixel by pixel. Like the second you let go, you stop. It doesn't work like that. So I wasn't really able to explain it because I was doing pretty well. But if you stay off the path, it'll eventually disappear. And then once it's completely gone, it's, you know, you lose the bonus stage and you get shot back to the level. So warping 5 levels. And for some reason, these bonus stages, they scroll the excellent thing for a much longer period of time than the other bonus stages do. It's kind of funny how that works. Alright, cool. We're at the 3rd set of webs. This is a pretty cool track, too. I love the music in this game. I mean, I'm a big fan of electronic music, and games like Tempest 2000, I think, really helped solidify that in my life. See, I don't mind using my bomb if it's early, because the biggest importance, in my opinion, is getting the jump function. Getting the jump function is everything for survival on these later stages. Once you have the jump, don't get cocky and just run across the web to try to destroy the zapper guys. You know, one out of every other time, you're going to probably end up getting zapped. You always want to jump when you attack those guys. You might say, well, Austin, I can just run across the web and do it. It's just like, well, you're taking a big risk. So don't come crying to me when you die. Right now, I have to go across the web because I don't have the jump power up. So I have to play risky. I have to play smart. Now I have the jump power up. So I'm going to jump when I try to attack them. I'm not going to, you know, be a hot shot and try to run across the screen. I don't want to die. Dying's not fun. Dying leads me to get pissed off and break PlayStation 2 controllers like I did when I was doing my Raiden Project Let's Play a little while back. So, I mean, dying's bad, okay? So again, I prefer to use the sound cues on a lot of these enemies. On the zappers, I mean. That really allows me to time their zaps much more accurately than just by looking at the web. You especially don't want to just look at the web to gauge where they are because of the frame rate. It's, you know, it's hard to really get around them by doing that. You really need to be playing this game with sound in order to play your best at this game. You really need to be playing this game with sound. I mean, and that's true for a lot of video games that require quick eye-hand coordination and that are very arcade style. Now I got jump. I'm going to use it. Oh, I'm going to use the hell out of my jump. Always use the hell out of your jump if you want to have the easiest times possible. The only problem with jumping is that you might miss power-ups, so you have to really watch out for the power-ups and, you know. But at this point in the game, I don't really care as much about the power-ups once I've got the jump. Once I've got the jump, I'm good to go. I mainly just care about survival. You know, people will probably say, well, you know, if you're going for a high score, you don't want to do that, but it's like, okay, really guys, how many people can get past the level 60-somethings without a problem? I don't think there's a whole lot, to be honest with you, so I'm not too worried about going for the ultimate high score in the world. I don't think there's really that many people that can complete Tempest 2000 from start to finish in one go without having to get a game over or something like that. That's kind of my point there is, you know, it's a really hard game. I mean, it's tough. So it's tough to control 100%. I mean, again, once you get to the 60-somethings, it's just mind-numbingly difficult. Jump. Now, in this game, to get power-ups, you have to kill enemies. And what's kind of interesting is the enemies also shoot bullets that you can destroy. The bullets actually count as enemies. And so basically, power-ups appear in a very specific order. Usually the first enemy you hit will drop a power-up. Then a very specific amount of enemies afterwards will drop the next power-up. Then a very specific amount of enemies after that will drop the next power-up. So one thing you can do is to try to get power-ups to appear faster is by letting the enemies shoot and basically shooting the enemy's bullets, which will allow you to bring out power-ups faster. So, something to think about if you're playing on the early stages in the game. You want to try to, you know, get more points, get your power-ups quicker. Let them shoot. You know, you can basically double the amount of enemies appear on the stage by letting them shoot and then shooting their bullets, and then your power-ups will also appear much faster, which is pretty cool. Whoa! I got the one that takes me down automatically. That was nice. I don't know what the stipulations are for that to happen. It happens, but I don't know why it happens. So, if somebody knows why that happens, post a comment below. Oh, damn it! I took a risk. When you split on the yellow webs, basically the zapper guys start coming in pairs of 2. You have to shoot them once, and they split out. You basically take a risk when you shoot them, because sometimes they'll zap like immediately the second you split them apart. Now they're coming up on their own too, along with being doubled. So when you open them, and what I do is I hit them to open them, and I do a quick 1-2 back and forth to try to destroy them. And sometimes that's risky though, because sometimes they zap right away. Sometimes they don't zap right away. Jump enable, not even gonna play cocky now, just going to oh, whoa, that was very close. Stages like this are extremely cramped, so it's just like, ugh. That's actually a stage where you probably want to put the camera up closer so you can kind of see what's going on. That's one thing that's really cool about this game, is again, you can put the camera, this is a fixed angle. Ironically, the frame rate actually runs better when you play it like this. But I kind of prefer the default stock setting. So I got the power-up on the way down the web, so now the first power-up is going to give me an AI droid on this next stage. Wow. Oh, damn, up to 38 minutes already. Not quite used to this, because the last few Let's Plays I've done have been very, short in comparison. I mean, like 30 minutes tops. Which has actually been kind of relieving. That means that the Let's Plays don't take nearly as long to do. Now I'm basically going to die here because I wasted my bomb. And I missed the first power-up, which was bad. I mean, if I got the first power-up, it might have been a little bit easier. You know, it would have been the AI droid. Alright, next power-up should be the jump. Yep. Alright, not doing too terribly bad. I mean, I died a few times, mostly just because I was being inattentive. Unattentive. I have no idea. I just was not being attentive. And, can't even talk straight. Wow, I got really lucky there. After you use your bomb for the first time, sometimes you get a little bit of extra juice left. You can use it one more time, but it'll only nail like one enemy if you're lucky. And it did, and it nailed the zapper. I got so lucky. The zapper was so close to hitting the top of the web, and I would have been dead right away, basically. And hitting my bomb again destroyed the zapper when it could have destroyed the guy next to the zapper. So that was very lucky there. Very lucky. Oh, I missed the power-up. That was awful. Very bad. Ah, I should have used my bomb. Should have used it. Because that next power-up appeared. I heard it. You can hear it go psh, it like does a splashing sound. Sort of splashing kind of sound. Ah, I took a gamble again. I hit the zappers and they split and they zapped right away. That's why sometimes you wanna open them and then sit, let them zap, and then hit them. You know, you're coordinating your approach. And you just go at it gung-ho while you're playing really risky. Oh my god! See, I just held the fire button there too, and the gap in my fire missed the one that zapped me, which is why I died. You ever heard somebody get analytical on Tempest 2000s? Probably not a topic you hear discussed every day. Considering the Jag, again, is not really a fan favorite when it comes to video game fans. The Jaguar is oftentimes a really bashed system. And you know, the Jaguar has a lot of really bad games. But I mean, the same could really be said for basically every system out there. Every system's got a lot of really bad games. You know, Jaguar has quite a few good titles, you know, and it's probably got about the same good to bad ratio as most other systems do out there. Problem is, the Jaguar's library is only 50-something titles strong when you're talking about like official Atari era releases. So people almost kind of unfairly bash the Jaguar in that sense. Kind of a fun topic to, well, discuss. There we go. Finally got jumped. Now I should be able to rock this level, get it over with. You're probably noticing I'm just like missing a lot of the power-ups, and you know, to be honest, as long as I have the jump, that's all I care about, because you know, it's a shame I can't get to the bonus stages because I'm not grabbing all the power-ups, but I just care about survival. And I know that's probably what I've been rambling on for the last 25 minutes, so probably beating a dead horse by this point, but yeah. Alright, jump. And if you're paying attention to the audio, you're probably also noticing that the zappers, I'm pretty sure they're called pulsars. I don't even remember. I don't remember. I'm just gonna keep calling them zappers, even though I'm probably sounding like an idiot doing it. The zappers are constantly speeding up their rotation of zapping. Like, instead of going they're going so you have to coordinate your gameplay around their faster speed of attack now. Oh my god, fuck, man. I keep doing the same thing. I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be doing that at all. I know better than that. Jump enabled, alright. Got another one up, so that kind of mitigated the life I lost. that last life I lost. You get 1-ups a lot in this game if you are playing well. Alright, now we're actually pretty much at the getting close to the level 60 somethings, guys. This is it. Very close, because it's just a wired web like this. Now what I'm gonna do is let these guys shoot so I can get my power-ups faster, because there's very few enemies now. Oh, ooh, why did I do that? I was too busy rubbing my eye. I was rubbing my left eye and I sat on top of him, not even thinking. Alright, so I'm gonna let him shoot. It's gonna be a power-up and I'm going to hit him. Hit him once. Move out of the way. Oh my freaking A, man. You have to let him shoot because, oh man, come on. Oh, what a pain in the ass. You really have to have the particle laser, otherwise you're basically done at this part. You have to have it. Oh, you can... Oh, even when they're full... I did not know that. Wow, that's really good to know. I thought that it was basically instant death when they got to the top. If they had their horns on. Now, I know you can kill them if they didn't have their horns on, but I thought that if they had their horns on when they got to the top of the web, that was basically it. You were screwed. But this is why you want the particle lasers. You just cut right through them. But still let their bullets come out, because that gives you an extra enemy basically to kill. And the more I can do that, the faster I'm going to get my jump power up. See? Now I've got the jump and I can sit up top and be all cozy when I'm attacking them. Give me a little more distance basically to do my thing. Plus I might even have the opportunity, if I can hit enough bullets. Well, never mind. I was gonna say try to get one of the pyramid triangles to work my way towards getting up to the bonus stage again. Same... No, it's not the same. Okay. Whoa, that got really choppy there when it said 1-up. That kind of messed up my game a little bit. I was like, oh man. Alright. Music's funny. There's like I think it's supposed to be like a goat screaming or something like that. That's what it sounds like. I mean, again, this game was made by Jeff Minter, and if you've never played a Jeff Minter game before, he instills a lot of humor into his games, and it's become much more apparent that he's become much less serious about his games as time's gone on, especially if you've played like Grid Runner Revolution, games like that. Not even that. There was Space Giraffe on the 360 and the PC, which was kind of like a heavy modification on the Tempest formula, and you'll have like animal sounds and things like that, and in these newer games, I mean, and it kind of started with Tempest 3000 as far as I could tell. I mean, I don't know if he had any games between Defender 2000 and Tempest 3000. I keep missing the power. I was too busy talking. But now it's just crazy over the top. There's like all sorts of like goats, mules, and I can't even talk straight. All sorts of like just animal noises and things like that when you get power-ups. It's it's hard to explain. Just go watch a video on a modern Jeff Minter game and you'll see exactly what I mean. And Tempest 2000 kind of seems to have that vibe on this well, music track basically. And actually, I think this track is called Ultra Yak. So it's just like an animal going rah, 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 rah. It's kind of funny. Oh, I'm so tired. I don't even know why I'm doing this Let's Play right now, to be honest with you. Oh, man. I'm getting to that point where I can't even really talk straight anymore. I'm so tired, I'm just like trying to talk and play at the same time while playing accurately. Definitely not playing accurately. I totally missed all those potential power-ups, and that was not really a difficult stage at all. So maybe I'll get lucky and I'll end up getting one of the pyramids right before the level that I always have problems with. And I'll be able to skip it. That'd be great. Jump enable, that's exactly what I wanted. Oh shit. Alright. I got the bonus stage. It's probably going to put me right at the level I hate after I complete this. Got another one up. You know, I was talking about just a few minutes ago about how modern Jeff Minter games have just all these crazy animal sounds, and there's a really humorous nature that goes along with these games, or his modern games especially. I mean, he's always kind of had that to a degree from what I've seen on his really old games, but it's much more apparent now thanks to, you know, modern audio hardware and things like that, being able to actually use animal samples and things like that. In Tempest 2000, I like that it's mostly just a straightforward, like, really awesome arcade style game. It doesn't get too goofy, you know? That's what I kind of like about it. It's just really tight action, lots of action. It's really just a lot of fun. Not too terribly goofy, and it's just that perfect balance of a little bit of humor, like when you get a power-up, it'll say like dude and things like that, and when you go down the web and grab a power-up, it goes yes, 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 and it's stuff like that's really cool. It adds to the experience. Taking it to that next level though, where it's like bah bah whenever you pick up a power-up, like it is in modern Jeff Minter games, it's just like, somebody turn the sound off, please turn the sound off. It gets old after a while. I mean, it's I mean, that is definitely one reason why I really appreciate Tempest 2000 as much as I do. I like Jeff Minter's most recent games, but Tempest 2000 I think will always remain to me as one of his best and most balanced games. Alright, now these new enemies right there that just kind of sit there, when you shoot them, they actually shoot back at you really fast. What you need to do is just quickly pass by them, like so. And if you jump, you can actually get enough distance where you can throw a bunch of bullets at them and then dodge, and you might be able to destroy them in one swoop instead of just moving back and forth. But you really have to play methodically if you want to be able to get around these guys without much trouble. Oh, I missed the jump power-up. That would have been a jump power-up. But it might not matter. This is probably it. Yep, that's it. Glad there's not that many enemies in this stage. But that's gonna change very, very soon. Oh, that's right, your bomb is called the Super Zapper in this game. Totally forgot. You notice how the zappers are coming at me much more often now. It's basically going to get to the point where it's only going to be them, and that's it. And it's going to be so hard. It's going to be so frustratingly difficult. Now, what would be nice is if I can get the AI droid right at that stage. That would be really convenient. That might actually help me quite a bit. I saw the yellow guy down in the distance. You can actually see what colored enemies are going to pop up by looking at the little pixels at the bottom of the web. They'll be the same color down there as they will once they appear. I'm gonna sit and milk the points from these spikes. Because those floating enemies there on the web, they count as normal enemies and they haven't technically hit the top of the web. So I could just sit here all day if I really wanted to. Admire the varying camera angles and the very smooth frame rate now. Very smooth. Let's see what other camera angles we have. Really far out. Oh, that's it. There's only... Okay, so there's only 3 camera angles. Buttons 3, 6, and 9 do the same thing. Buttons 1, 4, and 7 do the same thing. Buttons 2, 5, and 8 do the same thing. I didn't know that before. I thought there was 9 different camera angles. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's a shame that there aren't 9 different camera angles, but I didn't know that they did the same thing. That's interesting. Very interesting to know. Got shot by a normal bullet. That's always embarrassing. That's always very embarrassing because it's so easy to dodge the normal bullets. Or even just destroy them. very cramped, very tight. You have to be very precise, very methodical. You have to be really on point, which is why I'm not talking as much now, is trying to be very on point so I can get these power-ups to appear and get them and get my jump ability, which I should have right now. Whew. I'm trying to go for the zapper, guys, and the problem is the little floating dudes are blocking my view, and I can't see what the hell I'm doing. But I think that's it. I think that's it. Okay. I think this might be it. Yep, this is it. Ah, the stage of doom. This is it, guys. This is where our journey ends. Oh, man. I fucking hate this level. I fucking hate this level. Oh my god. Damn you, Jeff Minter. Almost 20 years later, I still hate this damn level. Fortunately, they all zap at the same time, so you can kind of try to work around that, which is what I was doing, but... it's so... Ugh. I'm gonna have to play a lot more patiently. I mean, one row at a time, one column at a time. But it's hard, because sometimes they just seem like they just pop in out of nowhere. It's hard to see where they're popping in. There's so many of them at once. Damn it! Fried me. I was actually getting close to getting the jump power, but I think that one and then maybe the one after would have been jump. Oh, that was an asshat move. Missing that power up. Really bad. Ah, man, oh man, oh man. See, I'm not coordinating myself with the sound well enough, is I'm moving and not stopping when I hear it zapping, which is a really bad idea. Zap, zap, zap. Okay, that was closer. Much closer. Damn. I knew better than that. I saw that guy coming up and I just sat there. What I try to do is lead my shots down so it hits them right as they get in. It feels like the particle laser goes down the web faster. I don't know if that's just a perceptive thing. I mean, it's basically yet another reason why the particle laser is awesome. No, maybe it's the same speed. I I'm just not fast enough. Ah, why didn't zap fast enough? I'm not being fast enough, period. I'm not being attentive enough. I should have watched. He came up on the web, but he was out of the screen, so I didn't even see him. Oh, I just hit the zapper button too. Super zapper. God. Alright, well, this is basically it, guys. I don't think I'm gonna beat this level. Isn't this pathetic? I do so well throughout the whole game, and this one stage just completely demolishes me. That's it. I didn't have the jump because I missed. Did I miss a power up? I don't even remember now. Glad I got a 1-up at least, right? Gives me one extra try. God, I'm playing it too safe. I should have used my zapper. Might have had a chance. That was a good start. Fuck, my bullets aren't hitting them. It's my last chance. Not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Nope. Oh, you be kidding me, a 1-up? I wasn't gonna happen because I already used my zapper. Or did I? My brain's not even functioning right now. Oh, what the fuck, man? Damn it. It's so embarrassing, man. So embarrassing. And that's Tempest 2000 for you. I mean, you can get pretty decent, and then you get to that stage and it's just the game completely changes. You have to be able to adapt with it, and you have to be really patient, and it's hard. If those guys didn't zap as fast as they do, I think it would be a little bit easier, but they go bzz, shh, bzz, shh. It's like it gives you have to be very precise with your movements. It's hard. I mean so you know, I've managed to get through the game start to finish before, probably once, maybe twice, and get all the way through the entire game. But I remember back in the day, typically what would happen is I would get to that point, level 64, there it is. See, you can see I've done it 3 times and gotten stuck 3 times. I would get to that level, and that's it. I mean, I would have to basically stop, get a game over, go to Tempest 2000, use a key, AKM at level 63, start at level 63 like so, and try it again. Except this time with 3 lives. So you can imagine me having to do this level over and over and over again just to get to be able to try level 64 again. So, oh, what the hell, I'm doing it right now. Might as well give it another try. And to be honest, I think that's how most people that have gotten past this stage have had to do it. They get a game over on level 64, and they have to just try it again and again and again. And thanks, One Up. I can't see what the hell I'm doing thanks to you. Ugh. Oh, God, fuck! I hate... It was like during my raiding long play, where I kept getting killed by the easy enemies. But I was able to, you know, wiggle my way through all the difficult shot patterns, you know? It's like a kick in the balls, you know? It's like, when I play pinball really competitively and regularly now, is when I let a ball drain down the flippers just by not reacting properly or something like that. It's something that could basically be entirely avoided, but isn't, because I'm not just on point. God, it's close. I probably actually would have had that stage had I not ran into that head up top. And that's it. I'm not going to try again, guys. I don't want to bore you. So, well, that sucks. And yeah, this is probably the last time you guys are going to see me playing Tempest 2000 for a very long time, because I'm actually selling this cartridge. This cartridge is actually going to a subscriber of mine and fellow Atari ager, Too Quick Capri. Wait, not Too Quick Capri. Sorry, he's buying other games from me. It's going to another guy from Atari Age, actually. Forgot his name. Sorry, I'm confusing people now. I'm so tired. But that's one reason why I'm actually recording this video. For one, it's just long overdue. I've wanted to do this Tempest 2000 Let's Play for a long time. I mean, I love this game. It's a fantastic game. But I'm actually downsizing some of my collection, and it's actually leaving my collection probably as of tomorrow, which is why I'm doing this Let's Play. And it's felt great to be able to play it one last time before I ship it out to the, you know, the buyer. Totally forgot who the buyer's name was. It wasn't someone that I dealt with a lot, but Too Quick, he is receiving some games from me, and I've dealt with him quite a bit in the past, and he watches my videos. But yeah, Tempest 2000. I mean, it's I love this game. It's an awesome game. It's fun. It's very addictive, and I love playing it with the music cranked up, either via headphones or just on a good sound system, and just really getting sucked into it. It's just a really good arcade-like experience, and you know, to be honest, I think this actually would have made a fantastic arcade game, like an actual arcade machine game, and that would have been really cool. It's a shame that didn't happen. It's just a phenomenal game, and it's really, Tempest 2000 set the standard for what retro arcade revivals / revisions should be. I mean, few classic arcade remakes have done it as well, or even close to being as well, or even as close to doing it as well as Tempest 2000. I mean, Tempest 2000 really set the bar. Very few have actually surpassed it. I mean, God, what else is there that can be even comparable to this? I mean, Jeff Mentor did do Defender 2000, but to be honest, I didn't care for that as much as this. Not even close to the same level as Tempest 2000. I think Defender 2000 had a lot of issues that made the game just not much fun to play in very specific instances. But one I have been playing recently that kind of gets close to like a Tempest 2000 level, if not at that level, is Space Invaders Extreme for the Nintendo DS. Parts 1 and 2. It's also on the Xbox 360 through Xbox Live Arcade, and you can probably get it on some other platforms too. Fantastic remake of that. It takes the classic gameplay and just takes it to the next level. You know, it's not just classic rigid Space Invaders. It's like Tempest. They add so many elements, and the music is great, and the sound effects are great. It's awesome. It's one of those retro remakes that could sit with a game like Tempest 2000. It's up there as being like that good as an awesome retro remake that brings all these like awesome modern elements into it. Can't think of a whole lot of other great retro remakes. I know the Pac-Man arrangement from Namco was really good. That was a really good retro remake. That was actually probably out around the same time as this game in actuality. But there's been a couple, but Tempest 2000 was really one of the first to do it, and it's still one of the best to have done it. And so for that, you know, I have to tip my hat to Jeff Minter. He is the man. Jeff Minter at Llamasoft, as you can see above, developed by Llamasoft. And Mr. Minter is still around making games, mostly for handheld devices, I believe. I remember buying one of his games. I think it was Grid Runner. Was it Grid Runner Revolution? Or was it the Astro Yak or some asteroids kind of game on the iPhone a few years back I purchased. And so no, he's still around and kicking too. But Tempest 2000 will probably always be a favorite for me. In terms of like his games created, but also in terms of retro remakes created, and as well as naturally Jaguar games created. It's probably my absolute favorite Jaguar game, next to games like, well, probably above games like Wolfenstein and Raiden, things like that. It's probably my absolute favorite Jaguar game. So, but with that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap things up here. We're at about an hour and, wow, almost an hour and 20 minutes. This is a long Let's Play video, so if you've watched this far, I salute you as well. I hope it was entertaining. I know I was probably slurring my speech a lot when I was playing. I'm just so tired right now. It's just like, it's about 5 a.m. Or is it? Yeah, it's actually about 4:58. It's just about 5 a.m. So, I mean, it's really, really late in the morning for me. And I had very little sleep last night to begin with. So I'm just at that point where I don't feel like I'm functioning correctly. And having to play an intense game while talking at the same time is taking its toll on me, I guess. So anyway, I won't blabber your ears off anymore, guys. So thanks for watching if you've gotten this far, and I'll be back with some more videos sometime soon. So until then, guys, take care. Bye.